Every empire believes its money is safe. Every government insists its promises will endure. And every generation eventually discovers the same truth, the hard way. From ancient Rome to revolutionary France, from wartime America to modern Lebanon, people have woken up to the same shock. Savings that took decades to build suddenly mean nothing. Wages lose meaning. Plans collapse. Entire futures are rewritten by forces most people never see coming. Collapse is not rare. Collapse is the rule. The real question is not whether financial systems fail. They always do, sooner or later. The real question is what happens to you when the system you trusted stops working. Modern life trains us to believe in permanence. We look at our bank balance and feel secure. We look at our currency and assume it will buy the same life next year. We assume the rules are fixed and stable. But money is not bedrock. Money is trust, and trust can vanish faster than most people imagine. That is why history is so brutal and so useful. Every collapse leaves behind clear patterns. What holds value? What becomes trapped? What gets diluted? And what disappears entirely? And there is one uncomfortable constant. The people who survive are rarely the ones who trusted most. They are the ones who questioned early and prepared quietly, while others felt safe. The Byzantine Empire offers a clear example. For centuries, its gold solidus was accepted across Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. Without hesitation, it functioned as a kind of reserve currency long after the Western Roman Empire collapsed. You would think they would have learned from Rome's earlier mistake, when emperors destroyed the silver denarius by slowly diluting its value. But eventually, the Byzantines repeated the same error with gold. At first, the change was subtle. Then, it became visible. And once trust cracked, the stability that coin provided cracked with it. Imperial authority survived for a time. Financial credibility did not. Those who held real value outside the system, physical gold, land, productive assets, preserved stability. Those who relied entirely on official currency did not. Not every collapse comes from rulers manipulating money. Some arrive as sudden shocks. The Black Death devastated Europe in the 14th century. Entire towns vanished. Trade routes broke down. Nearly half the population disappeared. Yet the economy did not simply collapse evenly. It reshuffled. Labor became scarce. Wages rose. Land became cheap because there were not enough people to work it. Families with liquidity, goods, or valuable skills suddenly gained leverage they had never imagined. This pattern is not ancient history. We saw a modern version during COVID. Supply chains snapped. Governments printed enormous amounts of money to keep the system alive. Those with liquidity bought assets. Those without it struggled to survive. Crises do not only destroy wealth, they redistribute it. Then there are collapses people almost never expect. Banking failures. Renaissance Florence once looked untouchable. It was Europe's financial capital. Its banks were powerful, respected, and deeply connected. Then kings defaulted on massive war loans, and the banks collapsed like dominoes. Depositors were wiped out. Trade froze. Reputation offered no protection. The lesson never disappeared. It reappeared in 2008, and again in Lebanon, when banks froze accounts and people discovered their money was trapped behind political decisions. Here is the hard truth most people avoid. Money in a bank is not a treasure chest. It is a loan you have made to an institution. And in a crisis, that institution can decide. not to pay you back. Not today. Not fully. Not in real value. War accelerates financial collapse faster than almost anything else. During the American Civil War, both sides printed money to survive. In the Confederacy, currency collapsed completely. Prices exploded. Paychecks became worthless before soldiers could spend them. By the end of the war, the paper was not weak, it was dead. And the rule repeats across history. When paper fails, real things speak. Food, land, tools, metals, anything tangible keeps value. When promises do not, so what does history actually teach us? There is no single magic asset, but there is a pattern. Real assets outlive paper claims. Liquidity matters when prices break apart. Diversification matters when access is restricted. And skills matter more than people want to admit. Because even when money fails, life does not stop. People still need food, shelter, repair, trade. Those who can create value do not remain powerless for long. Collapse is a tragedy, but it is also a transfer. From trust to preparation, from promises to reality, from the many who believed to the few who were ready. History does not repeat itself, but financial logic does. And if you ignore it, you do not avoid the cost. You simply pay it later. If this gave you a new perspective, leave a like and consider subscribing. History has the answers, if you are willing to look.